It's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs.
They love their crab cakes and they love their football. That's what Maryland does. And we are at M&T Bank Stadium down near the Inner Harbor of Baltimore. Here's a scene a short time ago. The Ravens introduced to this sellout crowd, and through a sea of pyrotechnics, out they came from the tunnel. We're set to go as the Ravens get ready to match up with the Kansas City Chiefs. Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And off we go from M&T Bank Stadium. Taken about 7 yards deep. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. The Chiefs offense coming out here and bringing them onto the field. The most valuable player of last year's Super Bowl, and that's Patrick Mahomes.
Well, partner, normally if a guy's touchdown passes fall in half, the first thing you'd say is, he really didn't have a very good season, did he? Well, it's true. Mahomes dropped from 50 touchdown passes the year before to just 26 last year. But remember, he had a knee injury and missed a few ball games, and he still remained in the conversation as the best quarterback in the NFL.
Now a throw for the All-Pro Kelsey is complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Well, I know it's a little bit of a cliche to talk about all the tight ends who are really wide receivers in the NFL, but Travis Kelce fits that perfectly. He led all tight ends last season with over 1,200 yards receiving, 4th in the NFL. I think he's one of the gold standards in the league for the tight end position, and I don't know if anyone has any more fun playing the game than Travis Kelce.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards the pickup there. That's a nice explosive play there, and this defense told us we have to have our eyes right on their RPO sets, and they did not have their eyes right.
I love that term, eyes right, meaning they have to be in the proper place and read your keys. And a smart thinking guy running an offense can see when you break down on that, and he took full advantage of it.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Matthew Judon in there to take him down.
And that's a sight familiar to Ravens fans. Matthew Judon, a 2019 Pro Bowler, he led the Ravens with a career-high 9.5 sacks in 2019.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. Give him 5 yards on the run there, but it'll leave him with a definite 3rd and long on the horizon.
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Number 8, Lamar Jackson, trotting onto the field at quarterback, ready to lead this Ravens offense.
We've had dual-threat quarterbacks in the NFL in the past, and we've had some really good ones, but I don't know if we've had one quite like Lamar Jackson. Led the league in touchdown pass with 36 last season. Set the all-time record for rushing yards in a single season for a quarterback at over 1,200 yards. And he led his Baltimore Ravens to a 14-2 regular season mark, best in the NFL. The sky is the limit for Lamar Jackson.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper.
It's
A little do-it-yourself run right there, and a nice game.
And I like that he knew that that was about all he was going to get. So he did a nice job of protecting himself, took care of the football, took what the defense gave him. If they continue to allow him to do that, they'll find a way taking what they can all the way to the end zone.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 27 yards there, a first down.
First and 10.
Partner, you know when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground, how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
So now first and 10 in Chiefs territory, down at the 33. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be second down. On 2nd and 9, Jackson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, 32 yards. And the Ravens have taken the early lead.
And that was a beautiful ball right there as he waited for his tight end to come uncovered in the end zone. So give him points for patience as well. Delivered it right where it needed to be for 6 points.
And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown.
Justin Tucker lining up for the extra point.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. And the Ravens lead at 7-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25. Well, for the Kansas City Chiefs, 2-0 so far this season as they begin their Super Bowl defense. And the win in Week 2, that was a fun one. 23-20 over the Chargers in OT. Their 11th straight victory if you count the postseason. And how about Harrison Butker? Maybe looking to supplant Justin Tucker as the league's all-pro kicker. He hit the 53-yarder to win it, but that was nullified by a penalty. Hit a 58-yarder, but the Chargers had taken a timeout, so he had to hit another 58-yarder, the official game winner. He got it done, CD.
That was a heck of a sequence, Brandon, and we found out a few things about Harrison Butker right there. He handles pressure very, very well. Obviously in shape, having to make those long kicks right in a row. This kid is something special. He and Justin Tucker, not something to talk about because they will play this week against each other. How about Patrick Mahomes? We always have to talk about him, don't we? He's good every month, but how about in September? 9-0 as a starter in his career. And how about the game coming up on Monday night? We all can't wait for it. Week 3 matchup, undefeated teams, a battle of the last 2 league MVPs of Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson of Baltimore, who are also the last 2 Madden cover athletes. And Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson will take on each other in Baltimore Monday night. Let's do this.
They'll run. It's Edwards-Helaire. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Not the kind of gain that we'll go absolutely crazy for, but it's the kind of gain that you need to have when you're running back in the NFL. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire with that low center of gravity and strength, he's going to get those tough, gritty yards for you when necessary.
A gain of 11.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Travis Kelce, the all-pro tight end, the intended receiver. But it'll be second down. Mahomes will try again on second down. Eluding the pressure right. And he's taken down inside the 30. Mahomes can sling it, but the feet are nimble too as he scrambles for a first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Kansas City.
On first down, Mahomes gets this one to Hill. Great footwork, but still wrangled down before reaching the 20.
Tyreek Hill.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Brings up 2nd and 3. At the Ravens.
On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
No gain.
All runners count on their eyes to find the gaps and creases, to find open space. There was absolutely none on that one. Totally swallowed up on that play.
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. Shedding through the defense. And now look at him go. The 30. 20, 10, and he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown. Pick six is starting to be old hat for Peters. He had 3 of these to lead the NFL in 2019, and he comes up with another here. And it's good to make it 14-0. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will make it into the end zone and bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman. Time for another look at Patrick Mahomes and the Super Bowl champs. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
Someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. To throw, it's Mahomes. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Derek Wolfe, his 2nd sack of the night.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Here's the Chiefs punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And taken at the 46. A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. The offense working its way back out here for the 2-0 Baltimore Ravens, who are coming off their 14th straight regular season victory. You remember that they had the 38-6 dismantling of the Browns in the opener. Week 2 looked just as strong. 33-16 they win at Houston. And Lamar Jackson, the AFC Offensive Player of the Week for Week 1. Well, he wasn't spectacular versus Houston, 18-24, 204 yards and a touchdown, added 54 on the ground. But even when he's not at his dazzling best, his team can still win by 3 scores on the road.
And just you putting those numbers out there and knowing that it's Lamar Jackson, we all go, okay, we had an okay day. If someone else's name is on those numbers, we're saying, boy, what a big day he had. That's the standard that Lamar Jackson has set for himself and for the league. This is a really good football team. And how about Mark Ingram with the clinching touchdown partner? Did you see that on a 4th and short? He goes into Wildcat, takes a snap, bursts through the middle, goes all the way in for a touchdown, puts a big martial arts move on the wall behind the end zone. The only thing he didn't do, he didn't sweep the leg. Other than that, perfect. Big test in week 3 now for Baltimore because Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City are coming to town.
Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
But they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but
trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off down near the 5, past the 10 to the 11-yard line, and that's where the return stops. Well, CD, taking a step back, we're 2 weeks into the season, and you already kind of get the sense that teams are beginning to separate themselves. If you look at the 2-0 teams, and remember, 62% of 2-0 teams ultimately make the playoffs. But Baltimore, Kansas City, Green Bay, Seattle, just to name a few, they look really good.
They certainly do, and in a lot of ways, those are the teams that we expected to be 2-0 at this part of the season. I mean, it's no major surprise. But how about Arizona being 2-0 as well? People talked about them getting better in the offseason. I don't know how many of us thought they'd beat San Francisco in the opener. They did. Then they jumped on Washington this week, and they are 2-0 as well.
Now, on the other side of the spectrum, we know the not good news about teams that start 0-2. The Giants and the Jets both there, Detroit, Cincinnati. So, again, maybe some more predictable names.
Certainly, they are predictable. Again, not a surprise for most of them, although many thought Detroit would be improved at this point. But how about a team that's 0-2 that went through a little bit of a difficult offseason like the rest of us, but even more so because of players being gone? How about Houston being 0-2 right now? They won the division last year. I think that's a little bit unexpected right now, even though they had a tough opening schedule with Kansas City and Baltimore.
Here's Tommy Townsend now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, that could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. Well, let's go back to the start of the season talk, Charles. We talked about some 2-0 and 0-2 teams. You mentioned Arizona, maybe a good surprise. Houston, a bad surprise. Any other teams a surprise at this point to you?
Well, I think that I would look at the Los Angeles Rams right out of the gate at home against Dallas, opening their new stadium. Many thought Dallas would go out west and beat them. That didn't happen. Then how about the Rams going on the road this week and beating Philadelphia, and decisively? This looks like a Rams team that finished 9-7 last year. It has designs on challenging for the division title. And one other team I would throw in there is a little bit of a surprise, just by how it's gone down. How about Atlanta? I know it's tough against Seattle, tough against Dallas. Seattle was at home, but they got jumped on by Seattle. And in the Dallas game, they just gave away. That's a team that should be at worst 1-1 right now. Now looking at 0-2 and have a lot of questions.
A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
3rd down.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Derek Wolfe bringing the pressure yet again. That's his third sack here tonight.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he's on to punt for the fourth time tonight. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. So not quite a first and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. The end result, 21 yards.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Jackson from the shotgun. And returning right back to Boykin. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get him with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
1st down.
So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. This from 54 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0.
Ravens 17. Chiefs nothing.
So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line.
35-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just round up into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a terrific first half from the dual-threat quarterback, Lamar Jackson. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on Here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Another strong gain on the last two plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
Boy, it's definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll fake the give to Ingram. Now Jackson under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Frank Clark fighting his way home to get the sack.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
Automatic first down.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory, right at the 40. Jackson now. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. You know, Lamar Jackson last season, the first NFL quarterback with 3,000 or more passing yards and 1,000 or more rushing yards in the same season.
And we've seen both of those talents on display here today. We just saw another completed pass. And everyone knew coming out of college he could run the ball. But for some reason, we didn't analyze it throwing the way we should have. I think every time he completes a pass, he says to himself, take that, evaluators. You guys really missed the boat on me.
He's got it to Ingram, complete. It's a gain of just a couple there, but it's enough to get him the first. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defensive side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. A handoff. It's Mark Ingram. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up
throwing on 2nd and 3. Jackson. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. A 6-yard touchdown run as the Ravens push further out in front. Well, Lamar Jackson remembers 7 rushing touchdowns in his MVP season of 2019, and he's into the end zone here as well.
And when you hear that 7 rushing touchdowns in 2019, doesn't it surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, you almost expect more, right?
Yeah, in your mind you're thinking Lamar Jackson getting the end zone a bunch more. That might be what he does in 2020.
And the lead is now 24. That time a 9-play drive. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Time now for Patrick Mahomes as we put him in our player spotlight. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much, not if you intend to win.
I know they'd like to erase that video and those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. play action. It's Mahomes. His throw incomplete.
Thrown away and incomplete.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing now is Mahomes. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
Kelsey.
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Mahomes. He's going to sling this deep downfield, and that is incomplete. He was trying to get that to Edwards-Helaire out of the backfield, and now it's 2nd down. We're in Baltimore, 3rd quarter action, 2nd and 10. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Mahomes to throw once more. Forced out to his left. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
A 28-yard gain.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this one? Both of these guys running the ball well.
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but enough. The ball comes out. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Recovered by the defense.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. That last drive, it was a good mix. Run, pass, defense on their toes.
And what really helps out in a big way is when you're doing the run-pass mix and everything's working, that means that they're guessing wrong every time on defense. They think you're going to pass when you run and vice versa. I would continue that, and when they finally throw a beat on you, maybe you mix it up a little bit, a little play action, and throw the ball.
And will they maintain that balance? Time to find out. And that one falls incomplete. A 50-50 ball, a little dangerous, could have been picked. Now it's 3rd down.
3rd down and 11.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now they go for it on 4th down, but that pass is knocked away and incomplete. A surprise. Surprising move to go for it predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It does. Pay off, and the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. Throwing on 1st down is Mahomes. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Travis Kelsey.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. It's Kelsey on the ground. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Travis Kelsey.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
1st down, Chiefs.
Here's Mahomes to throw. This is caught by Hill for a Chiefs touchdown.
Pass complete to
Tyreek Hill
Touchdown.
there to make the grab. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. And in the red end zone. I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
The Chiefs will set up for the...
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. And they're going to get the two-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a two-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the two-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples throughout a ball game. There's a great example right there.
Hill on the return. The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 29.
Here comes the Raven offense now, ready for another possession. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Again, they'll run with Ingram. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2. The Ravens on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that'll be caught. Touchdown Ravens. It's Hollywood Brown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. 37 yards. And the Ravens will add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Justin Tucker lining up for the extra point.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's capped off by the Baltimore score.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will make it into the end zone. And Hardman going to go ahead and sit on this one as it'll come out to the 25. And now here comes Kansas City. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Mahomes now on first down. They complete it to Hill. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Ball on the 30, they'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Mahomes going to throw. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep him close. Running, just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Mahomes to throw on 3rd and 1, and unable to connect. If he had... It would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They run. It's Williams. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
So did you suspect the same thing that I did, that they were lining up just to draw them off sides here?
100%.
Well, how about that? They were going for it the entire time. Never a question in his mind about going ahead and getting it, despite where they were on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it in my voice when they snapped the ball. I was like, I almost wasn't ready to call the play. I just kept waiting for the timeout offensively.
Complete to Tyreek Hill.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Brings up
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
6-yard line.
Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended target, and that'll make it 3rd down. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This will be 3rd and 5. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete.
For Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Anthony Hitchens.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at their 48-yard line.
From just shy of midfield, Jackson, quick slant to Brown. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. On 1st down, Ingram.
And Marquise Brown coming off of a solid rookie season, 46 catches, 584 yards, but he was never 100% in his rookie year. As head coach John Harbaugh talked about the foot injury that he played with throughout the season. Now they expect him to be 100% healthy. And when so, they'll see more of those plays that had everyone calling him Hollywood in college.
On second down, a run with Dobbins. And he'll take this close to a first down at the Chiefs' 30. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's got about 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 25.
Ben Beeman on the tackle.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
At the 25-yard line.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
He was taken down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night.
It's a gain of
It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. An effective 7-yard third down conversion.
It's always been funny to me, Brandon, when coaches always talk about on hot days like the one we have here, well, it's hot for both teams. But when one team has the advantage, when one team is running the ball really well and closing things out, it's hotter for the defensive side, and they sag a lot quicker.
Yeah, they say the dog days of August, the heat we're seeing here today, dog days of September, and the advantage right now on the offensive side. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was onto it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit.
And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Ravens add on.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
Tucker now for the extra point. Whoa! He just yanked that one well to the left, and no good.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Here's Mecole Hardman. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The
Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Ravens are victorious here as we say so long from Baltimore.